Hello and a very warm welcome to all the parents. Good morning all.
Yeah, breakfast, I guess.
You did have breakfast? Parents. Good morning all. Yes. Let's all put our hands together to welcome our director, Mr. Kidz and our principal Kiran ma'am. Guest speaker of the day, Mrs. Srividya. We are glad you have joined for this important workshop, The Truth About Tiny Tummies. As a parents, we often ask so many questions about how to nourish our little ones, and sometimes it's hard to separate fact from myth. This session is a very here to change that. We will equip you with a practical, easy to understand insights and answer the most pressing questions about child nutrition. Today we will embark on journey to feed our little ones, not just with food, with knowledge and care. Together we will discover the facts, bust common myths and gain clarity direct for expert in child nutrition. We are delighted to have Mrs. Srividya, the best renowned child nutrition expert, as our guest speaker. Srividya ma'am brings a wealth of experience and understanding that will help us learn how to nurture healthy eating habits in our children from an early age. So let's open our minds and heart and make the most of this opportunity to learn how to support the healthy growth and development of our tiny tummies. Thank you. I now welcome our Director Mr. Kidz to address the gathering.
Good morning, all of you.
Morning, sir.
Very nice to have all of you on Sunday morning, Saturday morning, for attending this workshop on health and nutrition of the child. We know all of us are experts and have got a lot of insights from our parents and their parents also as to how to be a good mother or good father by giving the most nourishing and nutritious food and all those things. But when we try to do it, the child is the first one who stops taking the food, or they are very fuzzy eaters, and then they are very picky eaters. They don't eat what we feed them, although it is nutritious. They want all the junk food in the world. So therefore, we make it, we bring in these sessions to check what is, the myth, some of the myths that we all have, and also how to feed the children when, especially fuzzy children. And I hope these kinds of workshops, the little kids that brings in, is going to add more value into our parenthood and make us become much more better parents. So I leave it to Srividya now, and thank you so much for accepting our invite to come and have a word with our parents. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I now welcome Shraddha ma'am to give a brief introduction on our guest speaker of the day, Mrs. Srividya.
Thank you, Dhanma. Hello everyone, good morning. It is with a great pleasure that I introduce our esteemed guest speaker for today's session, Srividya Arvind, a highly respected dietitian and wellness consultant with over 11 years of experience in the field of nutrition and lifestyle management. Mrs. Srividya holds a master's in and MPhil degree in food service management and dietetics having graduated from the prestigious Avinash Lingam Home Science University, Coimbatore, one of India's leading institutions in home science and nutrition education. Her professional journey reflects her deep passion for lifestyle management, maternal and child care, and weight management, all guided by a strong foundation in science-based practical nutritional education. She has worked extensively across both offline hospital settings and online healthcare platforms, gaining rich, varied experience. Some of her associations include reputed hospitals such as GVK Multi-Speciality Hospital, Vaidehi Hospital, Rainbow Children's Hospital, Apollo Cradle Children's Hospital, and many more. She has also contributed her expertise to leading online platforms like ParentLane, Hillofy, and HealthWell, where she has supported countless families through digital nutrition and wellness consultation. What sets Mrs. Srividya apart is a simple science-based approach to nutrition. She believes in making healthy eating both accessible and sustainable. Please join me to welcome Mrs. Srividya Arvind. Please come.
Good morning, all. Yes. Nice. How are you all doing? Fine. Did you all have breakfast?
Yes.
Healthy one? Yes. Thanks. Okay. So my name is Srividya Arvind. I am a clinical dietitian. They gave me enough introduction about myself. And I think teachers can also join here because you guys deal with the children's eating habits every day. So you all are comfortable with English?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. That made my job easy. Okay. So today's topic will be about certain important aspect of child nutrition. So what is actually healthy for the child, how to make their eating habits better, and what are the challenges we all face. So this is what we are all going to discuss. Okay. So whenever I am talking, if you guys have any doubt, please raise your hand and we'll clarify it and then keep going ahead. Okay. Please be very interactive because I don't want it to be a one-side lecture, because when you go from here, there should be some meaning to the seminar. Okay? So today we will be talking some commonly asked questions about child nutrition. What is the actual fact, myth, and whatever expert opinion you guys need from me, we will discuss. Okay? How many of you feel there is actually a challenge in making the child eat? Yes, very nice. So many people. Okay. So, can anyone say what is the common, problem you are facing? Can you guys give one mic to the audience, please? Yes. Can we hear one common problem somebody faced with making the child eat? I think there are a lot of empty chairs. Please come forward. Child doesn't want to eat. Okay, so that's the common problem. How many of you else face this? Child doesn't want to eat. Okay, we'll discuss about it in detail. Have you all ever felt that I don't want to eat sometimes? As an adult? Yes. Do you like if somebody forces you? Then don't force the child also, no? So, yeah. So there's a difference between how we understand that point because we've heard the same thing from multiple people. Okay. But the difference between the adults and the children mindset is, I know I have to go to office at 9 a.m. and by the time I reach there, I know that the only time I'm going to get right now to eat is between 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Right? After that, I have meetings and I have to complete office work. So I know that even if I'm not hungry right now, I have to eat right now so that I'm not hungry later. Right? But children right now do not have that. That's the difference between their life and adulthood, right? So we'll discuss about it going ahead. So the most most common question I heard is that the child doesn't want to eat. Okay, we'll discuss about it. So in today's session, is the slide visible to all of you? Yes. So we'll be discussing topic like immunity, fussy eating, screen time means gut health, weight management, energy drinks, etc. So these are the topics we'll be discussing. First thing, let's talk about immunity. Okay, so how many of you know what is actually the child's immunity? How do you assess it? How do you assess a child's immunity level? Yes? Can anybody tell me? How do you assess a child's immunity level? Yes, how often your baby is getting sick is one of the major criteria. So how many of you are confident that level? My child doesn't fall that sick often. Or do they sick? You're confident? Very good. Nice. So how many of you feel my child still falls sick often? Immunity is low. Yes, you have a doubt. Okay, few parents are having a doubt. So basically, how do you track a child's immunity is, there should be less number of absenteeism from school, or the baby should be falling less sick often once in 90 days. Okay? Even if the kid falls sick, if the recovery phase is faster, then that is also called a good immunity. Okay? How do you assess faster recovery of a child? The child doesn't have to get hospitalized, no too much of medications, no antibiotics, etc. So even that is called a good immunity. Okay? But why do children have poor immunity? Why do certain kids struggle? Because there is no balanced nutrition in their diet. Right? What is the major food they are lacking on the immunity part? Yeah, which nutrient is lacking? Pardon? Vitamin C. Basically, overall the fruits and vegetable intakes should be really good enough for the baby to have good immunity. Okay. Because immunity is something which we cannot measure, which you cannot quantify. It is more of a quantifiable factor. So, throughout the season of the year when the baby is eating healthy, when winter comes, when monsoon comes, or when they fall sick often, they will recover fast. But what generally parents do or we do is, once the baby falls sick, then we try to feed everything healthy. Okay, that time it's not going to help that much when the baby is already sick. So please focus on good nutrition throughout the season to fight that immunity factor. Okay, so main thing is a balanced diet, especially fruits and vegetables. So how much of fruits and vegetables is required for an average kid of under 5 years? Pardon? 100 grams. Okay. But you can't measure gram at home, right? Like how do you tell in a normal language? Depends on the child, but roughly how many vegetables in a day or how many fruits in a day? One fruit in a day is minimum, very good. And what about vegetables? One vegetable. Okay. One vegetable and one fruit a day. One fruit a day is still okay for less than 4-5 years, but vegetables should be at least in 2 meals a day. Okay? And very important on immunity part is vitamin C fruits 4 times a week is mandatory. Green leafy vegetables 4 times a week is mandatory. How many of you are following this? Yes? Very good. Quite good number. Okay. Or how many of you have challenged that my kid never eats green leafy vegetables? Anybody like that? Yeah, there are few mothers. Okay. Why is your kid not eating green leafy vegetables? What is the challenge here? Whether they are not liking, yeah, or we should make it more tastier. Yeah?
They want something different every day.
They want something different every day. See, variety is still a okay factor because kids are kids. They cannot have monotonous routine every time. But we can still include green leafy vegetable in different form, whether it is in the form of soup, sabji, curry, doesn't matter. But green leafy vegetables and vitamin C fruits 4 times a week will take care of the immunity part. Okay? So please focus on boosting the immunity throughout the season than focusing only after the baby falls sick. Okay? Previous. No, previous one. Yeah. And what are the major factors that involves this immunity? Why certain child's immunity is less? Why certain child's immunity is more? Because what nutrition foundation was laid for the first 1,000 days of the baby matters. And when does this 1,000 days start? Day 1?
After 6 months?
After 6 months, from the day mother gets pregnant. Okay. Not after the baby is born. So the first 1,000 days of the baby matters from the mother is conceived till 2 years of the baby. So that is the 1,000 days period, which plays a very crucial role for any child's nutrition. So if those 1,000 days had been done perfect, then the immunity challenges are lesser in the growing years. But in that 1,000 days, when the babies are less breastfed, or when they are more prone to bottle feeding, formula feeding, or ready-made foods are given more, then the immunity takes a toll when the kids come to school. Okay, because till the time you protect the kids inside the house, but once they come to the external environment, exposure and infection rates are high. So for that, the 1,000 days matter. But of course, we all have crossed the 1,000 days now, so we can't do anything about it. But we have to, it's just for the knowledge part I told you, but we have to see how to boost the immunity right now. Okay? Any questions so far in the immunity factor? No, clear enough. Good. So always try to track how often your baby is falling sick, and even if the baby falls sick, how fast the baby is recovering. Only these two factors determine how strong is the baby's immunity. Okay? Coming to fussy eating, this is such a big topic, right? How do you define fussy eating? What is that? Eating, that is still okay, man. At least the kid is eating, no? So what is actually fussy eating?
Just running around and not having the food on time and making us run around.
Okay, so making you run around is a fussy eating. Okay, and somebody says stop eating with 2 hands is a fussy eating. What else?
Whatever you give, they don't like.
They don't like, yeah.
Exactly. Whatever you give, the kids don't like. Okay. So how do these things start first? How do these habits first develop in the child?
Through mommy.
My parents only. So you made my job easy. Okay. So basically what does fussy eating means? There are a lot of markers to this. Okay. Fussy eating, point number 1, the child doesn't look forward to the eating time at all. Okay, it is a tug of war between the parent or the teacher and the child, so that is fussy eating. Second, the child doesn't eat what is being served. That is 2. Third, very unpleasant relationship with the food, or only if you give me a mobile I'll eat, I want screen time. So all these together constitute called fussy eating. Okay. So how do we going to tackle this? Exactly, correct. So when you stop doing all this, the child will listen to you. The simple thing for fussy eating is starts less than 1 year. Okay, fussy eating habits start from 6 months of age, when the mother stops breastfeeding and gives solid food, right? From there, fussy eating starts. So if that time this fussy eating is not encouraged, then it will not grow into the growing years. Okay? First thing, to cut down fussy eating, stop doing so many variety of food at home. Right? When the child doesn't eat dosa, you take the plate and then you make something else. How many of you do this? Yes. So I'm happy you guys are honest at least. Right? So when you keep doing this, you have to keep doing this. Correct? So there are certain rules and regulations or boundaries you have to set. When something is served common for the family, that is what the kid also has to eat. Okay? But if you keep giving variety and keep changing, then this habit is never going to change. Second thing is, like someone said, whatever we offer, the kid is not eating. Don't give too many options and confuse the kid first. Okay, you say no to chips, I'll give you biscuits. You don't eat biscuits, I'll give you grapes. Don't keep changing it. Then you are confusing the baby. We are not setting boundaries. We are not setting rules and regulations. Okay? It might be little challenging at the initial stage because the baby also would have developed certain sort of a pattern. But then we have to be little firm and clear that snack time 11 o'clock every day morning will be a food time. Right? Come what may, you shouldn't be changing it actually. Then baby will eventually get used to it. Okay. And very one important reason why children become fussy eater is parents and people want the kid to eat too much of quantity. Right? Because I gave you a box, you have to finish it. How many of us do that? I think the teachers are facing the heat more than So don't, because you pack the full box of food, don't expect the child to complete it. Their tummies are very tiny. Okay? Allow them to understand their body, allow them to understand their hunger cues. When they say they are done, please stop with it. Right? No, 2 roti is not enough for you. You have to eat 1 more. Don't do that. That is when kids start developing a hatred towards, eating time. So please allow the baby to understand what they want. But you can set the boundaries, right? After half an hour, if the baby is still hungry, you can offer the same food. But don't expect them to finish the quantity at one go because you cooked it. Right? Because all these children grow into an adult with very bad relationship with food. So fussy eating is partially the problem of adults which we have made the kids fussy. Correct or no? Yes? Because most of us eat with a screen with our eyes. Right? No. Sometimes I do, madam. so when we keep watching mobile and eating, and we expect the baby not to follow, it's going to be very difficult. So it's very important all of us follow the same rule so that it gets easy for the baby. Okay? So fussy eating, when it goes for a longer time, it will affect the weight management of the baby. Okay, either they will become too much overweight or too much underweight, and their gut health will get disturbed, their bowel movements will get disturbed. So there are a lot of consequences because of fussy eating. Okay? Second, screen time. Please set up a boundary. Again, if the kid has got used to eating with a mobile or a tab, it's very difficult to cut it off on one single day. Right? So how do we handle this? Day by day you should cut. Take this project on a weekend first. That's what I tell all the parents, because you also have your own commitments and responsibilities. Don't try to do a perfection overnight, which is not going to happen. Take it on a weekend where when things go haywire also you are ready to compensate with your rest and stuff like that. But when you decide this meal will be without a screen, you have to abide by it. Okay, because the baby cried a lot, so I gave the screen. This shouldn't be the case, and eventually baby will understand. Okay, so do not encourage meal time with screen, which will become a habit for a longer time. Okay? And also one of the major reasons for fussy eating is kids are given more of liquid meals. How many of you have observed? Too much of milk, Bonvita, Boost, Horlicks, nobody? Good. So there are a lot of patterns that, because my baby didn't eat, I at least gave a glass of milk. Right? Do not try to replace a solid meal with a liquid meal, which will make the kid more fussy, and they will always be on liquid meal soon. Okay? Any doubt on these parts? Yes.
One thing you were mentioning that we have to set the boundaries for because the kid has to eat whatever we make on a certain day.
So I wanted to know what is the time range that we have to look for. So maybe in a day maybe 1 meal, 2 meals she didn't eat. Second day also it was like that, third day also it was like that, right? That affects the weight also. So how long should we wait for that boundary to be? Nice question. See, what I try to mean is, if a kid is not hungry, a kid cannot be hungry for 7 hours straight, right? Sometimes the kid will feel hungry, but the way of communicating to you would be very different. Correct? A kid will not say that when you offered me food I didn't eat, but now now I'm hungry, give it. They will not communicate, but they may become cranky, they may cry, or the most common sign is they will ask for their favorite food. Right? So when the baby is in peak hunger, you try to set those rules and boundaries, and whatever you have cooked, you give, babies will eat. But when the baby is not hungry, we try to force, it will not work. Okay? And another important thing is, allow the baby to realize their hunger signs. From the age of 6 months, we tell this, babies can communicate hunger in some way or the other. Of course, the mothers will know, right? Some baby can cry, some baby can get, cranky, some babies can point out food. There are different signs. So wait for the hunger signs to show. Then it will be very easy for you also to understand the cues. One more drawback here is, kids are not exposed to much physical activity. Okay, when the kids are not getting tired physically, they will not feel hungry. When they are not feeling hungry, you again make them eat. That is where fussy eating starts. Okay, forceful eating starts there only. So, based on their age factor, please allow the babies to get physically tired. Whether it is outdoor playing or cycling, or even if it's an 8 months baby, we tell, allow them to crawl as much as possible to make them feel hungry. If you keep on carrying them and then you expect them to eat a bowl of khichdi, why will they be hungry, right? So irrespective of the age appropriate physical activity is very, very important to make them feel hungry and tired, and for good sleep also. Okay, without physical activity, you see the time clock and then say, "Arey, it's lunchtime, you have to eat, it's snack time, you have to eat," they will not eat. Right? So any doubts in this too? Immunity part and fussy eating part? No. Okay, fine. Gut health is something which is very, very important and which is taking really a bad role on this generation kids. So why gut health is first important? What do you mean by gut health?
Overall functioning of stomach for the kid.
Overall functioning, not only of stomach, everything from the mouth to intestine and digestion. So gut health is very, very important for kids. Why only gut health? Why am I not talking about dental health? Why gut health specifically?
That plays a major role overall in
Yes.
your body.
Why? Because gut is called the second brain. Exactly. So gut is called the second brain for even an infant, for an adult, for a school-going kid. If somebody is upset, the first thing which upsets is the gut. Right? When you are nervous, you feel butterflies in your stomach. That is actually true, right? So gut health is very, very important. So how do you know your kid's gut health is good or not? How do you know? Or how many of you feel my kid's gut health is good, digestion is good?
His is not good.
Okay, one kid is good, one kid is not good. So what makes you feel is gut health is not good?
Constantly uses the washroom. He does not move at one go.
Hmm.
Is what I've observed.
That's a very good
Yeah,
observation.
he keeps going. He's scared is what I've observed. We've showed it to the doctors as well, and they said he should go from his end.
Yeah.
So he keeps constantly pooping, or he keeps constantly feeling hungry also. So with her it was not the situation, it was much more
So
easier.
his bowels doesn't get empty at the single go.
At a single go. And that's where I feel it's not clear. And the main reason I've come here is to see how I can improve that in him.
Okay, fine, nice. Okay. So how many of you else are feeling confident that my kid's gut health is good, or you're not sure of it? Not sure. Okay. So how do you track it? How do you know to assess a gut health? Means first thing, baby should be gaining weight properly. Okay, that is the first thing to note that the gut is working properly, because whatever you feed the baby, the gut is absorbing, right? So you may be giving good amount of diet, but if it is not absorbing, then the weight gain is not going to happen. Okay. First important sign is if the baby is gaining height, weight appropriately for the age, gut is working good. Second, baby should go for bowels or keep pooping at least once in 2 days. Not required to be every day for their age. Sometimes once in 2 days passing motion is also okay for kids. Third important thing is they should pass motion without having difficulty. no putting pressure, no tug of war, no stressful time, no stomach pain majorly. Okay, how many of your kids complain of stomach pain often, vomiting often, bloating often? Okay, and you feel the tummy is full bloated and hard, then that is a sign of bad gut. So somewhere something is wrong. Okay, so how do you correct it? Is the question. Okay, so why gut issues are rising? Because too much of junk foods and sugary foods for kids nowadays, right? Starting from your biscuits. I'm not going to pizza and burger. Starting from biscuits or junk, especially under the age of 5, their gut is very sensitive. Okay, too much of maida, too much of refined flour you feed the baby, the gut is going to get affected. Okay, so how do you strengthen your gut health? How do you make your gut healthy then? Yes, fiber foods to an extent, yes. What is very important for gut?
Water.
Probiotic. Probiotic, water, fiber. So what is your easiest probiotic? Curd. Does your kid eat curd every day?
But again, depends on the season, whether.
Season has nothing to do with curd. That is the biggest myth you have. Okay? If it is in room temperature, curd cannot cause cold, curd cannot cause cough. Please break this myth today. Okay? In room temperature with hot rice and all, definitely nothing will happen. In fact, I tell kids, parents that please give fruits also when the kid is down with fever and cold. But generally we don't give, no? Yes, fruits will enhance cold. But actually, when the kid is sick, you need more vitamin C fruits to beat that immunity fight and get well out of it. But everything we do ulta. Because that is how we have been told ages and ages, so that is what. So very important thing is, curd is the easiest probiotic which you can avail. Please give at least 2 to 3 times a day. I'm not telling in a week, I'm telling in a day. Okay? 2 cups a day is very important. And at younger age, do not go for commercial probiotics. Like this Yakult and other sort of things. Do not give at very younger age. Best is homemade curd or buttermilk. Okay? And when you know your kid's gut is little weak, try to avoid raw foods, raw vegetables. Okay? Give it steamed or boiled and stuff like that. Lot of water. Again, physical activity plays a major role to increase the load of your good bacteria. Okay? So all these things, because to improve the gut, it takes how much time minimum? To see good amount of changes in your gut, how long it takes? Well, hours, sir. Madam, yes, how much time it takes? So, for example, when you start trying to implement all the tips I'm giving right now, so how much time it takes to really see a difference in the gut? 1 to 2 months, minimum 6 weeks. Minimum 6 weeks, because gut health is not like a fever antibiotic course. It will not get fine in 7 days. You need to consistently do certain things. Give less of citric fruits when the gut is bad, because the acid reactions will be really high. But completely cut down on sugary foods and ready-made foods. Starting from your chocos and Kellogg's.
I usually don't do that.
Yes.
They both eat same food.
Everybody is different. Every
That
food
is
is
why I'm a bit
different.
worried. Both eat same food, same homemade food. And outside food is bad. But still we face, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, every kid is different, especially when you have 2 children, no? It's not the same logic which will work in the parenting also. It's very different actually. So please stop giving Kellogg's, chocos, muesli, biscuits. How many of you, why are you laughing all of you? Are you all giving this? Yeah? These bread jam as breakfast. Okay, that is the worst thing you can give to kids. So these are peanut butter, Maggi, ketchup, mayonnaise, right? All these are processed foods, right? See, beyond the point after 10 to 12 years, anyway the kids are going to expose to these things. That time you cannot control much. But in younger age, as much as possible, please restrict it. Okay, especially breakfast in the morning. Okay? So gut health is very, very important. Only it will help with probiotic. And people who have gut issues with their kids, if it's not improving after a period of time, get it dewormed. Deworming from a pediatrician consultation will definitely make a difference. Okay?
From the syrup also they do something else.
Yes. They give a tablet or a syrup based on the age actually, which will completely cleanse your system. Okay. Any doubts on this gut health? No. Okay. Next slide, please. So, what is called balanced eating actually? Because I really want kids to have a balanced eating pattern every single day. So, how many of you know what is a balanced eating? First, are we all eating? Right? She's laughing. Are we all eating a balanced meal every day?
Try our best to eat it.
She tried. So, how do you try? Please go.
Ensuring there's enough proteins, fibers, and water, having enough water, fruits. So I try to include all this, and most of the days I try following this. Some days it's difficult, whereas biryani, I know it's quite difficult to manage, but yeah.
Forget balance.
Yeah.
Biryani.
But that's how I try to do it. Even in breakfast, it's overnight, so there's rice made at home, so with dry fruits and seeds and fruits. Then lunch, some salads. So just try and do that.
Try to an extent to
Yes,
include
yes.
all of your food, right? So balanced meal eating starts only for adults or from children also?
Kids.
Children also, right? From which age?
That's it.
From which age we can also incorporate these food groups concept in kids? By 1 year? What happens before that?
Maybe from the time we start falling.
Exactly. From the time we start solids, we should have taken care of this balanced meal plating. Nothing big, but if you are eating rice and ragi or whatever it is there a dal every single day? Is there 2 vegetables every single day? Is there 1 fruit every single day? Is there milk every day? Is there curd every day? So how many of you are checking all this on today's scenario? Yes, no. Only one person is saying yes, no. See, when we take care of our plate, you will automatically put that knowledge into the kids' plate. Right? Because when adults eat a balanced, and is it such a big task to make a balanced menu every single day? No, right? Thank God. Because many people tell me, ma'am, there is no time, it's not easy to plan. It's very easy to plan. So you should know the basic food groups, which all of you would have studied in your school and college. You don't have to be a dietitian for that. Right? Because all the time what parents give is rice, roti, idli, ragi, and just make the child put on weight. There is no So majorly what we feed the children is only carbs, right? Correct? Morning chapati or bread or idli or rice, again the same thing. We won't take care of pulse. How many of you give pulses to kids under the age of 5 every day? Like green gram, sprouts, chana, all this. How often we should give? Yes, weekly 3 times is minimum, especially you are a vegetarian. Okay, if you are a non-vegetarian, it's very easy to grab the protein from non-veg foods, but otherwise for vegetarians it's very, very important. And when I say carbs, animal protein is different, there are groups of vegetables. Do you know that? Vegetable is not a single group. There are some groups under the vegetables, right? What are they? Yes? No? Green leafy vegetables, then starchy vegetables which completely come down the earth, and there is a third group, all the other categories. Every day there should be one vegetable under each group. Are we doing it? No. 1 or 2 people are doing. Rest of them, see, start making your kids menu like this. The problem what happens is, lunch you would have given a potato, dinner you will give sweet potato. Correct? And then you will say, my kid is having gas issue. Right? So because knowingly or unknowingly we will choose food from methi or palak in the lunch, then again you shouldn't be giving a green leafy vegetables in the dinner because it is too much of fiber for a child. And if something like loose stools happen, you will come to a conclusion that greens are never suiting a baby. Correct? So it is actually common errors people do is the food combination. Okay, no single food can cause problem to a child. It is the combination of foods. And keep the dinner light as much as possible. Don't give gassy foods or heavy protein in the dinner part. Okay, so every day one vegetable from each group is very important. And same way there are different types of fruits also. Do you know? How do you categorize fruits? Citrus fruits? All fruits are high in fiber, okay? Citrus fruits then? High calorie fruits. Okay, maybe banana, mango, sapota and those things. And all the other fruits which are rich in water like muskmelon, papaya, watermelon and stuff like that. So you have to change rotation fruits also. Okay, but what people do, I give banana to my kid every single day, or I give only mango, or I give only sapota. That is not the way. Same like vegetables, keep rotating the fruits. Very important thing is do not give fruits in the form of fruit juices. Right? How many kids take fruit juices here? Few are there, I expect them. Why? She won't eat. So that is how we are habituated. It will take time, but please break this habit. Why juices are bad? Why am I telling not to give juice?
We add sugar to it.
Okay, even if you don't add sugar.
But whatever the vitamin and protein we get from food directly, we will not get that in juice.
Yes, first thing is you will lose the fiber. Second, the kid forget the habit of chewing. Okay, gut health starts from chewing. Okay, the previous slide, gut health starts from chewing. Only when the baby is chewing, they will digest and absorb all the nutrients better. Do not give any sort of fruit juices or milkshakes. Okay, smoothies, no need. Keep it very, very simple. Till the time we all have teeth, we can chew and eat the fruits. I think a lot of adults, we ourselves don't eat fruits. Many people drink juice, so it comes to children also the same way. Okay? And how frequently is okay with this Tetra Pak and ready-made juices? No. Nobody is giving? Very good. So strictly be against all those things. And at home also give fruits as such. Don't habituate fruit juices. Okay? And also there are certain habits of parents giving fruits topped with honey, some sweetening agent. No, right? Many people do that. Please don't do that also because kids will never understand the natural taste of the fruits. Okay? Again, kids have to eat fruits. How much they want to eat, leave it to themselves. Okay, don't try to force the quantity ever actually. And milk and milk products, yes, if the kid is above 18 months, I emphasize on milk, otherwise it's not mandatory. Okay? Milk, curd, paneer, all sort of milk products are very important for calcium and protein. Dry fruits, nuts and seeds, how many of you are giving? Yes, very good. Do you give them raw, powdered, added in milk? How do you give? Raw.
All
Very good.
combination is.
All combination.
Milk also we make the powder.
That's not needed for everybody, but if the kid is underweight, then okay, but otherwise not needed.
Apart from Bombita and juice, there's a powder we make.
That is what I am saying. That is the last slide I will talk about. Okay, so that is not mandatory for everyone. Certain kids need it, most of the kids don't need it. Okay. Hydration is something very, very important irrespective of the age. So how many of you know how to track whether your kid is hydrated enough? Is your kid drinking enough water? How do you know?
Urine pass.
How do you, urine count?
But not the urine, but if they pass, urine also not so.
If they pass, free motion is not related to hydration. No, how do you track with urination?
Color.
1 second, there is a query. Yes. Oh, you track with the water bottle. Okay. But what if the kid has Like that only. So schools should do something to make the kids drink water enough. Have a bell, something. I think there are a lot of schools which does that. So you can emphasis on drinking some sips of water or something. But as parents, how do you track whether your kid is hydrated enough or not? Or how do you know yourself actually? How are you hydrated or not? The same concept will apply to the kids, right?
We feel tired.
Lips, you should not be dry, okay? Then
We feel tired or dizzy when we don't drink enough water.
okay, but kids can't communicate. Yeah, kids can't communicate, no? What other methods? Color of your urine. Okay, irrespective of adults or child. How do you track with the color of the urine? Your urine or the kid's urine should always be colorless. Okay? And for kids under the age of 5, at least 6 times, 8 times urination in a day is needed. Okay? And when they are not hydrated, they don't know to communicate. They will be irritated, they will be very cranky, their concentration in the school will not be enough. Okay? So please focus on the urine color, and second, dry lips, dry skin. Okay? And when you pull the skin, there should not be that shrink and shrunken state. That is also a sign of dehydration. So based on that, you can ensure that your kids drink enough water. But when I say kids, it don't have to be only water. What are the other fluids you can count for hydration of kids? Buttermilk, because we don't know fruit juices, right? So what else is left actually? Tender coconut, infused water also, like jeera water or cucumber infused water or lemon water. Soups. How many of you give soups to kids? Not the ready-made one. Homemade. Pardon? They don't like. Okay. Tomato soup and all is good. Very good. So soup is also counted as a hydration part. See, it's an option. Okay, if kids are not liking soup, it's okay. If they are taking vegetable from other form, it's fine. But only for a variety of hydration, you can try soups. Best is coconut water. Does coconut water catch cold? No? You can give in winter? Yes. Yes or no? It's confused answers are coming.
It's a myth again, I believe. I don't know. I'm not sure.
So what? Coconut water, is it okay to give when it is having fever or not?
Yeah. Doctor
Yeah.
advises to give it.
Exactly. All doctors will advise, but only thing is the family still has that fear that coconut water will catch cold. Coconut water cannot catch cold. Milk cannot catch, or curd cannot catch. All these things, acids cannot cause any infection. Okay. Any doubts in the balanced plate part?
Ma'am,
Yes.
in the night they say not to give fruits. In our house they say, okay, after the meal, after the heavy meal, give them a banana, let them eat. So I am sometimes not towards it. Because to us, to adults also, they say after 6 you're not supposed to have food.
That is in Ayurveda.
Yeah. But again for kids, I wanted to know, is it okay for them to have food after their meal is done? Okay.
See, it depends on early dinner and there is good amount of time. Okay, and again, do not give citric fruits, or if the kid is already having, gut issues and all those things, avoid acidic fruits. You can give other sort of fruits, banana, ripe papaya, muskmelon, all that you can give. Okay. Is it okay to give fruits with the meals? Or no? When is the right time to give fruits? Because now she spoke about giving fruits right after the meal, right? So that is when it struck to me. People also have a doubt that is it okay to give fruits with the meals? Yes or no? So what is the right time actually to eat fruits? 11:30. Mid-morning is the best time. But is it wrong to have fruit with the meal or no? Or you can tell as per adult knowledge. We'll come to the kids later. Is it okay or no?
No with the meal.
No with the meal? Okay. It is okay with the meal provided we go to alter our food quantity accordingly. For example, if you are having 3 dosa and then having a banana also as an adult, that is too much of carbohydrates. Okay. But for a kid also, if you are giving say 1 idli and then a banana, it's still okay. But you should know to strike a balance. That's all. Otherwise, it is fine. Okay. Any doubts in the balanced eating? Yeah.
How much milk can I take today?
Very good question. Okay, how much of milk is good enough for a kid under the age of 4? First thing, it depends on your overall kid's eating behavior. Okay, if your kid likes too much of milk and doesn't eat solids, then I will tell cut down the milk as much as possible. Like say if your kid eats all the food also, maximum 100 ml 2 to 3 times in a day. Okay, and do not give milk in the mid-meal times. This is a very good question she brought. Which is the right time to give milk for kids? Morning,
Evening time, evening, night,
bedtime.
if needed. Okay.
Do not give milk at this 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m., which will actually make the kids' appetite go for a toss and they will not eat the lunch properly. Okay? And because the kid is not eating lunch properly, keeping the food aside and then replacing with milk is also wrong. Okay? Max 2 to 3 cups in a day should be good enough, 50 to 100 ml. But if the kid is very inclined towards milk only, then please cut it out. The more and more you cut down that, the kids eating for solid foods will get better. Okay? So, balanced eating you understood? So, is it possible to include all the food groups every day? Start putting this knowledge into your plate, the same thing will come to the baby. Okay? Yes. Curd during the night time. No, it's absolutely okay if it is in room temperature. As much as possible, prepare curd at home. That is better. If not, ready-made curd is also fine. But room temperature at night is also fine. No, I don't find the logic in it. They can have, provided it is proven that allergy is driven by milk and milk products. There should be allergy test done for it. If some paper is saying that yes, some lactose or any sort of reaction is coming from the milk product, then yes. But not randomly restricted. Because there are people who are allergic to certain food. That's altogether a different topic. But if not, there is no need. Okay? Apart from curd, then every day you can give curd, milk. She don't have milk. She doesn't have. Curd she doesn't have. Buttermilk, no, paneer. So no milk products at all. So you are asking for milk or you are asking for mutton? Okay, so she doesn't like curd. Okay, fine.
Apart from that, what we should do?
Milk or any sort of fermented products. For example, overnight rice water. Okay, like we say rice kanji, no? That is also very, very good for fermentation. Okay, and whatever goes through a fermentation process like idli, dosa, peseret, which goes through the fermentation process is good for your gut. Okay? Because a lot of kids sometimes have lactose intolerance also, that is altogether a different topic. But unless it's not proven, when kids are not liking something, it is not called allergy. It is just a like and preference. Okay? Any doubts in the balancing part so far?
Sorry, another one.
Yes.
Sorry for coming.
No, it's okay. I'm here for that.
Yeah, for milk, okay, of late they say the organic milk is too good.